in today's video, we're going to learn about Ministry of Transport Malaysia. Ministry of Transport Malaysia is the ministry of the government of Malaysia that is responsible for transport such as road transport, civil aviation, marine, road safety, port authority, railway, assets, maritime, air accident investigation, logistic, maritime safety, shipping, rail transport, airport and airline. The Ministry of Transport administers its function through the Ministry of Transport and a range of other government agencies. Its headquarters is in Putrajaya. The vision is to spearhead the transformation of an integrated, efficient and safe transportation system, whereas the mission is to strengthen the transportation system driven by technology as a catalyst for national development. The motto of Ministry of Transport Malaysia is Sustainable Transport, the Heart of National Development. The motto of Ministry of Transport Malaysia is Sustainable Transport, the Heart of National Development.
Identifies the functions and objectives of Ministry of Transport Malaysia. There are several functions of Ministry of Transport Malaysia, starting from number 1, to formulate and implement land transport, logistic, maritime and aviation policy. Number 2, to plan and execute land transport, logistic, maritime and aviation infrastructure project. Number 3 is to spearhead the integration of a holistic national transportation system. And number 4 is to make available transport services delivery system for land transport, logistic, maritime and aviation. Number 5 is to enforce laws related to land transport, logistic, maritime and aviation. Number 6 is to determine fees and charges for services provided by the ministry. And number 7 is to regulate compliance and legislation services and safety standards. Number 8 is to facilitate business related to land transport, logistic, maritime and aviation industry. And last is number 9, to spearhead regional and international cooperation programs in the field of. Whereas the objectives of Ministry of Transport Malaysia are as known as number 1, to ensure legislation and regulations are adhered to with transparency and integrity. Number 2, to ensure services are delivered in competent, efficient and safe manner. Number 3, to improve competitiveness and growth in the economy of the country. Number 4 is to strengthen the logistics sector through a seamless supply chain. Number 5 is to ensure the transportation systems are based on green technology. Number 6 is active involvement and influence in international organizations.
Recognize the history of establishment of the Ministry of Transport Malaysia. During the year 1951, a cabinet government system called the member system is introduced. Under this system, a few members are appointed to administer several department matters concerning road transport and civil aviation are placed under the jurisdiction of land, mineral and communication member. The railway and port member are responsible for matters pertaining to rail and sea. In 1953, the railway, port and civil aviation as well as road transportation are placed under the purview of the member of transportation. In 1956, the Ministry of Transport was established. Until 1972, the Ministry of Transport was renamed to Ministry of Communication for the year 1974. The ministry was then known as the Ministry of Transport and Work. Up until 1976, the Ministry of Transport was again known as the Ministry of Communication. The history of the establishment of the Ministry of Transport Malaysia follows until 1978, where the ministry renamed as the Ministry of Transport and remained as such to this day.
Explain the sectors headed and responsible by the Ministry of Transport Malaysia. Ministry of Transport Malaysia acts as moving people and goods safely, efficiently and sustainably across Malaysia to improve the quality of life and support a competitive economy. Currently, there are 4 main sectors that are spearheaded and responsible by the Ministry of Transport Malaysia. There are aviation, land, maritime and logistics. First sector is aviation. Aviation refers to air services that is carried out on schedule basis by airlines for the uplift passengers, cargo or mail for hire and reward. Second one is land. Land transport such as road and rail transport is the main mode of transport in Malaysia. Thus, to coordinate all activities, the land division function an important role as a generator and driving the development and implementation of national transport policy. The third sector is maritime. Maritime is a responsibility to ensure the safeguard of the interests of Malaysia maritime sector in dealing in the International Maritime Organization. In other words, it is the body of law that set the rules for commerce that takes place on ocean, and seas are an example of maritime law. The last sector is logistics. Logistics, by definition, refers to the management of resources throughout the supply chain. It is a network which includes a multi-dimensional process summarized as 7R of logistics.
In conclusion, today we get to know why the Ministry of Transport Malaysia was established in our country through its vision, mission and motto. In addition, the function and objective of Ministry of Transport Malaysia show how this Ministry of the Government of Malaysia is responsible for transport in terms of road transport, civil aviation, marine, road safety, port authority, railway, asset, maritime, air, accident, investigation, logistic, maritime safety, shipping, rail transport, airport and airline from the beginning of the first year of establishment. We can conclude that there are many change and evolution occurred throughout the history with 4 major sectors handled by the Ministry of Transport Malaysia.